Hoping to earn your favor, I have persuaded the boy to lodge her here tonight in my Tonsorial Parlor in Fleet Street.
Hey y'all, come on in and join us. We have a soap today from Catie's Bubbles.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
On Wednesdays and Saturdays.
We are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop here. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres on YouTube, why, come on in the live chat. Meet the Whiff Pack. Cool group of friends hanging out from all over the world. Frank and Selena are in there. Brent and Mary Beth. They'd love to meet you too.
They would. And for our mention today, we wanted to talk about our new sterling brush.
The Replicant. Y'all, and when I read the sales page, I scoffed because it said for a synthetic knot, it might even fool some people into thinking it's a badger. Well, purchase. They are not kidding. Somehow this and the Snickle Synth from PAA feel absolutely like a badger brush on my face with all of the benefits and quick drying power of synthetic knots. I love this thing. I'm buying her one. And what is our soap today?
We are going back to the old-timey barbershops with a little help of Catie's Bubbles. Let's meet it.
All right, y'all, I have been curious about this one from the very beginning of our journey, and Steven Sondheim is the reason. From the sales page at Catie's Bubbles, I give you Tonsorial Parlor.
Inspired by my vision of the scents in the high-end Victorian-era tonsorial parlors, it is scented only with essential oils of bergamot, Litsia cubeba, petitgrain, citronella, lavender, geranium, and oak moss absolute. The resulting fragrance blend is bursting with bright citrus, complex florals, and a touch of powdery oak moss.
I have recently realized oak moss and I are not the best of friends unless it's used absolutely perfectly, but I have been told that in this blend, it may be a contender, y'all. And if you're curious about why it's called a Tonsorial Parlor, you used to get your tonsils out at the barbershop. Teeth, too. But don't worry, I'm sure he wiped his hands on his shirt before he performed that surgery. All right, y'all, let's take this one out of the box. Sometimes we make mistakes here at the Barbershop Duet, and we did not do a Catie's Bubble soap in far too long. So we bought a rather large box around Christmas time to help remedy that situation. You did not see Connecticut Shade. I am so excited about this one. And we have a Rob Reiner tribute episode coming up soon with Miracle. Oh, a sample of 322. For y'all, and of course, some Swedish fish. And we've got a note from Chris Cullen. Hey, Marcus and Sarah, thank you. I hope you enjoy these from Chris. Thank you. Buddy, I hope you do too.
Oh,
and the soap that is so good. There is actually a flanker that already exists. Stay tuned for future episodes. All right, y'all. If you've got a little bit of a sore throat, come along with us and form a line at the door. We're going to investigate our Tonsorial Parlor. Oh, I kind of want to go first on this, only because I've been thinking about it for so long. I know, as long as that's turned down. It said a hint. It said a hint. I'm holding him to that. All right.
Powdery? I don't know. We'll see.
Chris, this is beautiful. Well, hold on. This is essential oil only.
Right.
And Chris did the perfuming from the ground up. And for me, the mark of a great perfumer is you don't get the notes off the bat. You get a new personality. You get how those scent notes are clicking to create something bigger than the sum of their parts. And he's done it here. Oh. Wow. This is what I was hoping this would be like. Okay, hold on a second.
Step back.
Super natural. Grasses and herbs hit me first and hit me hard. I would generally expect kind of an open field on the label if this was the first opening of the door of the scent notes. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, the grasses and herbs then give way to the bergamot and the citrus. But y'all, there's some hang time on that. So there is like a 3-4 second inhalation before I get to the citrus, and that's not the end of the story. God, I love original scents in the wet shaving world. I mean, the dupes are fabulous, but there is something special about something created by somebody we know from the ground up.
Right?
His interview will be airing here on YouTube soon. Oh, it's just elegant and dapper, and it does not go too sweet, which again is the mark of a good perfumer. The first thing I do is throw ethyl maltol and vanilla at everything. Oh, and the oak moss, it's fabulous. It's turned up just slightly higher than the soap base itself. So it has this fabulous way of just melding in with the actual soap that is in this container. And you know, it doesn't hit you like whimsical. It doesn't hit you comforting. It hits you. You're in a place where work is being done to get dudes looking, feeling, and smelling clean. This is a functional scent. And on our interview, Chris made the point that a lot of folks find their way to this hobby because their skin is a little bit irritated by the stuff that you can buy at Target. They want a little bit more of the artisan world, a little bit more quality of ingredients, and they appreciate when essential oil soaps are turned down in their intensity so those essential oils don't get a little bit burny or irritatable. And that's the level where they are sitting in here. Absolutely beautiful in their intensity to the nose, but light enough where they're going to be kinder to the skin. And I think I kind of expected it to be resinous and musty because I have had Sweeney Todd in my life since I was 9 years old, but it's not. It's bright. It's modern. It's welcoming. Yeah, believe it or not far from some of those open air, grassy, herby Creed colognes. You know what I mean? There's such a natural edge to this. It's like going outside the barbershop for a walk and finding a really spicy tree, grabbing a leaf and cracking it in half and smelling that kind of going on in here. And let's have a quick grown-up conversation about essential oils. They are nature's accords. Generally, when I sit down to practice perfuming, I'm going to grab single molecule aromas, but essential oils are different. This is not ethyl maltol mixing with ethyl vanillin. Those molecules are only going to have a couple of ways to form their bonds. But when you've got pure lime essential oil, there are literally hundreds of aroma molecules inside of that natural essential oil, and every single one of those is going to find new chemical ways to bond with all of the aroma molecules in the other essential oils. So instead of one thing and one thing, you've got hundreds of things and hundreds of things coming together, and the way their tendrils are joining is what's creating the magic in the middle. That's why I got an entirely new scent off the bat of this without going to the scent notes first. And it's way more about diving your nose into a freshly cut cypress tree than it is finding an aftershave on the counter or even the blue medicinal stuff the cones are in. Maybe that's why this is an antique Tonsorial Parlor.
Do you get like an era with it? Like, do you feel like you're being transported back? Because I kind of feel like maybe not.
Funny, right. If it's transported back, it's like in a European way. It's like in a new, fresh cobblestone street. I don't recognize the trees and flowers kind of a way.
Somewhere we've never been.
Right. But from another perspective, it's an ultra modern, clean barbershop. And then there's one kind of trumpet in the middle that for me, you ready? Strap in. Gets a little close to bay. I'm saying, I think that leaf I grabbed and cracked off the tree was in the bay family. I wouldn't say I was wrong. All right, take this in. I'm so curious what you're going to get.
Me too. I mean, I love the image on here. I feel like I could just jump in through that, I gotta say. All right. Oh, this has a fun, like, masculine, darker side than I was expecting. It's still clean, and I still kind of can see exactly why it's putting me into that kind of barbershop-y lane, but there are other kind of mysterious things that actually kind of fit this vibe for me. Like, I almost get, like, a dark stone or something in the place that we're at. There is an outdoorsy or, like, raw feel. Like, it's not, you know, sometimes barbershops can get a little prettier, like, it's more the prettier lens on top of it. This still has, like, the real side coming through, which I'm enjoying.
Nothing sugary, nothing floral. I don't know how I didn't say that. Absolutely nothing floral in this, and it's fabulous.
I get like a spicy floral. It's not sweet floral. It's like just a clean floral. In the middle-ish, maybe? Almost approaching a minty kind of thing, but it's not.
Like, you know those flowers that are kind of almost like sour and bitter?
Yeah, I could see that.
Almost kind of like that.
Like the real nature side of the floral.
Yeah, right.
Oh, you know what I just got was the citronella that's in there. Oh. I got like a deep orange, and then I was like, but that's not the orange that I know. And it's kind of like the dried orange peel-ish kind of a side. But it does add that medicinal, old-timey side to the barbershop in a sneaky way.
Right, and that's how it does climb up the citrus without going sweet. Right. Think Autumn Glory from Sterling, right? Yeah.
I did like when we were reading, I didn't recognize all of the essential oils.
Right.
So there's some of those that maybe when we go and see what they actually are, we'll know. But I kind of like jumping into this knowing there's stuff I don't know in here.
I'm not saying Alexa Plus is stupider than Alexa, but when we asked her, how do you pronounce this? And we spelled it, she literally just said, well, just like it sounds.
I really am having a hard time finding the oak moss. I thought my nose would find it right away, but I like how it is more of that powdery oak moss. There's almost like a white pepperiness that's happening with it that's disguising that it's even oak moss. I'm getting like that kind of mossy side, but not as much the oak moss side.
Right.
I really do feel like I'm in an old stone building, and wherever that is, there's not many windows, but somehow I know it's daytime. Like there's that part is still around, but inside this building, the stone is keeping it kind of cool, and the herbiness of all of the scent notes in here, like the real side of the essential oils, are being able to shine in a way that they don't normally get to when they're more of a fragrance base. This is more that essential. The real side of it is coming through. There's something that's almost like a lemongrassy kind of thing. Like it's not quite citrus and it's not quite green, but there's something that's clean and brisk happening in here.
You know what's cool? It's not a bay rum. It's not. But if you love bay rums and you've wondered why there's never been a flanker, the same kind of dry herbiness, that same kind of traditional medicinal on your face, this is a fabulous flanker to an actual bay rum.
You know, I don't think we have a barbershop that really kind of smells like this one, but there's something about it that for sure fits in that lane.
You okay, girl? It's almost boozy in how it presents on top. It's almost got that like fiery bourbony hit. Do you get kind of that, or am I totally crazy?
I see why your brain is creating that, but that's not what I get. I actually think I just got the oak moss absolute, I gotta say.
And while this is fabulously masculine in the greatest traditions of masculine stuff, I think the only way this is feminine is if it's on like Annie Oakley.
Yeah,
you know
there's a rebelliousness for sure.
I think she has to live outside.
Yeah. The rugged factor needs to be turned
for this
up.
to work on her. Oh, well, come along with us, y'all. We're going to take another look at these scent notes and build you a Catie's Bubbles lather. All right, y'all. From the sales page at catiesbubbles.com, we start with essential oils of bergamot, and this one that I did not learn how to pronounce.
Litsea cubeba.
Wow. Petitgrain. Rain on dried leaves. You know, beautiful. I don't know if I got that in here, but that makes a lot of sense.
I got like a wet stone, so my brain kind of morphed something together.
You know what's interesting? It doesn't have the sweetness that Petitgrain usually has for me. That sweet smell of rot.
But I think putting that next to the citronella side, like almost like the citrusy in there, kind of disguise this.
I do get a little bit of camping candle in here, y'all.
Oh, here's the floral I was getting. It was lavender and geranium, but those are barbershop-y.
You're right, I was
wrong. So my brain was like, wait,
I was wrong.
They're not quite.
There's florals in here. They don't go as sweet. Again, I know I'm lapping off all the sweetness here, but they don't go as sweet as I usually find lavender and geranium, especially in a barbershop.
But that might be part of what the essential oil does to those scents that we think we know.
Right.
Like it's just a different way of getting to them.
Like the color I get on this is a dark brown. I don't get like a musky or a sweet white color like I usually do at barbershops. And then Oak Moss Absolute.
It is different with the Absolute, I gotta say.
A little bit of the outskirts of the Oak Moss, but like I was hoping at the beginning, it's serving a purpose. It's not being a set note. It's letting the other notes sit and blend together. All right, y'all. This is my sterling replicant brush from the mentions at the beginning of the episode. My new favorite brush right now. These are our bougie sticks from Amazon.com. They're waxing sticks, so we don't contaminate our soap. And this is my polished copper bowl from Captain's Choice, one of my absolute favorites. And y'all, I don't think you're charging enough for these bowls, especially for how handmade they are. And I'm just gonna spread out this luxury soap into the bottom of the bowl and make a thin layer and hit it hard with our Sean and Julie Memorial Bougie Sprayer. About 14 or 15 pumps get me started. And it puts a layer of water on top of the soap. So when the dry bristles hit it, it instantly moistens them and starts drawing the soap up onto the bristles. Now, I don't want to build a lather first. I just want to move the soap and disperse it up onto the bristles of the brush. Oh, I'm almost getting a grapefruity sense from this in the lather. That's nice, but it's not grapefruit. It's like bay rum, but it's not bay rum. Very cool.
I do have to say, with that brush, it felt like the backbone is what was different.
Yeah,
that kind of was leaning more to the boar zone to me.
And it's kind of the way the bristles come together with a particular softness that I find is unique to either badger brushes or synthetics that are trying to be badger brushes. I know this is a little blasphemous, but I really don't find much of a difference between the Catie's Bubbles luxury line and their premium line. Y'all, they are both exceptional lather makers. Not a vegan soap, but it is not a tallow soap either. Look at this.
I know, that's impressive.
Look at this.
You're right when saying we were laying off on the Catie's Bubbles. I'm glad we're stocking up.
Who's this for? Well, y'all, when Rod announced the cotton candy soap bars at Sterling, your boy here bought 10 of them. That's my wheelhouse. Well, there are personalities in this world that are not exactly like mine, and when they hear about a cotton candy bar of soap, they're going to be like, why would I want that? Why would I want something so sweet? My relatives are very much like this. This is the kind of thing that, like, a hunter, a trapper, like somebody that spends a lot of time outdoors, this is their barbershop.
Something about the realness of the essential oils. It's a different lane on who might appreciate this.
What is that super grassy, almost patchouli, prominent scent note that holds the door open for me? Which one is that?
I honestly think it's how the Litzia cubeba, Petitgrain, and Citronella, like those three we've never had. I mean, first one we don't even know, but how they're coming together. Right. There's like this wet outdoorsiness that's kind of green, like wet grass.
Interesting. Yeah, there is a wet smell to this. Much like Barbershop from Razor Emporium. I call that the Barbershop in the rain. Somehow there is like a wet dampness.
But if you picture like Victorian era, like I do picture like wet green grass for some reason as part of that.
And overcast weather and gray streets of London for this.
Yeah, it kind of somehow, I think that's the lane you're stuck
100%. In. And this is something you will only find here in the Barbershop Duet. This is the just take a little off my left tonsil whiff on 3, 1, 2. Clean and grassy and herby. Oh, it's way more grassy and herby in that. You know what I almost get?
Yeah?
You know what I almost get? Look at my face. Remember the dandelion note that was in Rope Swing from Summer Break Soaps that sent me over the moon? That's a little bit in this.
To me, it's a little more darker and a little more rugged, but it does have that, like, take you to a location feeling.
A little bit of, like, dandelion, including the leaves. We watch a Depression-era lady who cooks the recipes from the 20s and 30s on her YouTube channel. She's like 943, if I counted the rings correctly. And she would collect dandelions on the way home from school and make salad dinner for her family. They were that broke. Willy Wonka broke. Y'all, this has a little bit of that dandelion in the best of ways. Sense in the middle. And y'all, we love watching our lathered Yeti on YouTube, but we don't do shaving here in the Barbershop Duet. So we thought you might just like to see how this lather coats and covers. Look,
right?
Y'all.
Luxury shaving soap. That's what we're seeing, y'all.
100%. All right, you got to try a little of this. This is wild on the face. This definitely changes its scent a little bit.
I don't know how this can be so masculine, yet also not to the point that I wouldn't use it. Like some of the other ones that get super leathery or super cologne-y, that's where the line is. But there's something, because this is real essential oils, that I almost just feel like I walked into like more of a decades old location. Right. So I get more the vintage Victorian era kind of thing coming through than I get, I mean, back in the day it was only men's, but you know, there's something about it being so real that I'm just like in a time warp more than anything.
Even though this comes together to create a brand new and beautiful personality, you can still tell that all of its DNA came from stuff you can find outside.
Yep. I think that's why we have to take a giant deep whiff of this, because it is so real. It's caught that realness side.
And speaking of deep, why don't we take this down just a little bit deeper? Now, this is not an aquatic.
No.
But how fabulous would this be on a boat out on the bay or at Stinson Beach?
There is something like wet air about this. Not quite coastal necessarily, but there is that fogginess when you're close to it, and that kind of brings on that wet, earthy vibe that this really works well with. I have to say, we ask a lot of the times, like, what's a good scent for a newbie? Like, it doesn't have anything too sweet. It doesn't have anything too cologne-y. It doesn't have, like, where the other lanes start to take over. I feel like it strips away and lets the herbiness of this come out.
And like if you're going camping, don't you want to smell like the stuff around you rather than a Ventus? You're going to ruin the vibe. That's what this is for. And a way of bringing kind of the forest and the grass fields out into the office.
It's true.
Works the other way too. Look at this. Credit where credit's due. And there's a premium line too.
Right? You know, people that don't quite vibe to the bay rum side. Like that there's something about those spices or it reminds them of something. I think this is a great alternative, but has a similar energy somehow without getting sweet and going into that bay rum lane. It really approaches it in a different lens.
That's where my flag is.
Like if you could do it with greens and browns that aren't bay rums, like this is kind of where that could take you.
So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just have tickets to Sweeney Todd with Contra Costa Musical Theater when you're about 12 years old, and you're going to bring your mom's friend Marie Campbell to see it with you. Well, she's going to say, I have a bit of an aversion to seeing actual blood. There's not a lot of blood in Sweeney Todd, is there? And we're going to say, no. It comes out of the knife, and there's just a little tiny trickle. You'll be fine. You can hardly see it from the seats. Well, you're going to see your director, Jonathan Lehman, outside the stage door. He's going to call you over and say, oh, Marcus, you're going to love this. We were able to get at least a pint of stage blood to fit inside of that straight razor, and Marie got her own. So head over to catiesbubbles.com where you'll find this and a bunch of other cool stuff. Well, I've had my shave, y'all, with Tonsorial Parlor. And you know what I love about this? In the ever-widening lane of what barbershops are and can be, this is the opposite of what I'm used to and what I usually reach for. I go for the sweet, powdery, floral barbershops, a lot of almost Johnson & Johnson kind of baby powder stuff, because that's what my barber actually used. This is the other side. This is the dry, not sweet. For me, not very floral, very herby and grassy barbershop, but a barbershop nonetheless. And I love that it's opening my eyes to what barbershops and essential oils can do. And in one of my favorite bases in the wet shaving world, you saw that lather on the show. I can hardly distinguish this from their premium line. Thank you, Catie's Bubbles. We'll be back. Hey, welcome to Messages.
So for our May giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get $25 to Phoenix Artisan Accoutrement.
Yeah, y'all, and all you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is send us an email here to we sent you at thebarbershopduet.com so we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways. And then check back here on our first June episode to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck.
Well, y'all, I kind of thought that this was going to be more of like an original cologne. Something like number 6 from Coswell Massey, where you could smell the aid. Y'all, this is different. It's as if the woods and grasses of those original barbershop formulas were being resurrected in an actual shaving cream that we could use today. Not medicinal, but as I said earlier, functional, clean, dapper.
I love knowing that Chris started from scratch. There's something about using these essential oils that helps them blend and create a wonderful whiff throughout. Like whatever part you want to follow, your nose takes you on a fun little journey, but it does feel like it's taking you to somewhere you've never been, which that's super fun.
It's warm and cold. It's modern and antique. Well, it's a Tonsorial Parlor. There's going to be this herb sitting over there in that bottle. There's going to be this grass sitting over there in that container. Oh, well, Chris, thank you for this beautiful creation and for crafting it with purely essential oils. Definitely a challenge, but clearly the assignment was understood.
Don't forget your next one with Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this. heart.